Throwing it back to July 14th, where Gordon Hayward decided that the Utah Jazz weren't going to be contenders in the near future and left them high and dry to go to Boston. Obviously, he would injure his leg. Hopefully, he makes a full recovery and can come back somewhat of the player he was before. But this Utah Jazz team, no one thought they were going to be good after that. I thought they were going to be terrible, personally. They'd sink to the bottom of the Western Conference in this insanely deep conference. I mean, I just didn't see a way they would realistically contend for a playoff spot here. I thought they'd be all right defensively because, of course, you still got one of the best rim protectors in the league there on Rudy Gobert, and just a good defensive system with Coach Quinn Snyder, who's done another great job this season as he did last year. But I don't even think the Jazz expected that their 13th overall pick last year would come in and replace Gordon Hayward's production, lead them to the same seed they were in last year with Hayward. We've heard a lot about Donovan Mitchell, though. I want to talk about this Jazz team that barely ever gets talked about. And Gordon Hayward was actually looking like he was right to leave Utah early on. Jazz started 19-28, and I just realized, because no one ever talks about the Jazz, that they've gone 28-5 since they started 19-28. That's insane to me that no one mentions the Jazz. You have to look to this Jazz defense to figure out why they've gone 28-5 since January 23rd. They lead the NBA by a full 6 points in defensive rating since the All-Star break. For this dominance on defense, first of all, you got to give credit to Rudy Gobert, who's second in the league in protecting the rim. Don't ask me how they calculate that stat. But he's also first in defensive win shares. But you could just see Quinn Snyder's impact here, just instilling defense. As you look down the defensive win share list, you got Donovan Mitchell at number 7. For a rookie, that's just absolutely insane. Obviously, he was known as a good defender coming into the NBA. But then you keep looking down that defensive win shares list. At number 20 is Joe Ingles, who's known to just be a spot-up shooter, but he's playing damn good defense, top 20 in the league type defense. Moving on to a guy who's been pretty injury-prone thus far in his career, but he's come back this season and played a really big role for this Utah team. Dante Exum, the backup point guard for the Jazz. So he's only played in 12 games, but I don't think there's been a stretch in his career this long where he's averaged 53% shooting from the field. Jazz don't have that great of a bench. He's come in here over the last 12 games and really given them a boost, reminding me a lot of a guy like Sean Livingston right now. I think being a lead guard off the bench, at least in this point in his career, is the best place for Exum. But overall, just good to see him healthy and making contributions to a team that's going to have home court advantage in the first round, most likely, with the way they're playing. Part of Ricky Rubio's turnaround this season is just getting away from Minnesota, I think. Tom Thibodeau was not a good fit for him as a coach. Just leaving the Timberwolves organization where he didn't really live up to expectations is a good thing for Rubio, but also the fact that he's playing next to Donovan Mitchell, who just attracts a ton of the attention from the defense. He can shoot those threes as wide open as he needs them, and he does need them wide open. But this season, he's shooting the three at a very respectable 35% from the field. Who would have thought that Rubio going to the Jazz would look like one of the best 2017 offseason moves? A change of scenery has done wonders for Ricky Rubio. People are saying he looks like a different person this season, really playing with a ton of confidence. The Jazz need to get more respect. They're the 4th best team in the Western Conference. They've overcome a lot this season. They win games their way on the defensive end. They're not like a lot of teams nowadays. So how is this style of play going to translate in the playoffs? Will it throw teams off? Or are they going to be at a disadvantage because they don't shoot the three as well and aren't as flashy and can't score the basketball at a high rate? I think a lot of that depends on who they play. If they play the OKC Thunder, then that star power and experience on the other side may be a little too much for them. But let's say they face the Pelicans. I could see them getting out of the first round with the big depth that they have, especially Rudy Gobert playing against Anthony Davis. That could cause a bit of a problem for Anthony Davis. Obviously, he's like LeBron. You're not going to stop him. You could throw a ton of different looks at him if you're Utah. You throw Derek Favors at him, then Rudy Gobert. Those are two really different body types, and that could potentially mess with AD's flow. So I think they should probably hope for the Pelicans, but against the Spurs, the Timberwolves, or the Nuggets, which are the other potential matchups, I think they'd fare fine against those teams. I think the Thunder are a dangerous playoff team for anyone. I've said that for a while now. But overall, I could see this team winning a round. I don't think they're going any further than that with, the Rockets being on another level there. But that's all you really need to win. This year's about getting Donovan Mitchell the experience and developing that core around him. I expect Mitchell to get better and better every season and eventually become one of the best players in the league. So another round of playoff experience, that's going to do the Jazz very well. Let me know your opinion about the Jazz down in the comment section below. Y'all have been great with the comments lately, so thank you so much for that. If you've made it this far, you are the best. I appreciate all 276 of you, and have a great rest of your day.